It's good. That's good. So if you do that, then why do you still struggle with over trading? All mental, man. It's all mental. You tell yourself that you struggle with it, but if you're telling me that this is exactly what you do, then I'm doing really good for the last 3 months. I mean, 3 weeks. So why do you still have that door open to over trading is something that you deal with when you said for the past 3 weeks that you've overcome it? That clearly means that you don't deal with over trading no more. But when you still open the door to say that this is something that I still deal with, you allow attacks to happen. So what you're doing is essentially allowing tax attacks to happen, to potentially happen to you, when you do get stuck in that rut of over trading because you've already overcome over trading. That's not something that you struggle with no more. It would have been different if you were telling me right now that, yeah, for the past 2 weeks I have been doing that, or for the past 3 days I have been constantly over trading, but you said that you was doing good for the past 3 weeks. You do not deal with overtrading. Because I'm still scared of myself. I don't want this to turn around yet until the point you hear the little devil and you choose to pay attention to that voice. You said something right there. You said one word. Choose. If you identify, this is like, I'm telling you, man. If you can identify that this is a stronghold that the enemy has you in, and you know the enemy is doing this to you and giving you these thoughts and keep you in this bondage. Yet you still choose, even if you think you're not choosing, like some, you are literally still, if you can identify it, that means if you still do it, you made the choice because you'd already identified it. Because the Bible does say, like, whenever, like, let's say you're delivered from a sin and you go back to it, and this is why I tell you guys, stop going back to them sins. And this is biblical. I'm telling you guys, this is biblical. And you wonder why it's so much harder the next when you go back into it, when you've been delivered, yet you don't acknowledge that you're delivered. Like you willingly go back to that sin. You guys got to remember when you have been delivered, let's say you go on a streak from something, you have been delivered from it. Let's say it, like for example, over trading. If you went on a streak of like 3 months, 3 weeks, X, Y, and Z, that means you've gotten deliverance from it. Think about it. You did it in 3 weeks. Go read the Bible and look at all these people that got healed immediately. Lady touched the garment, healed immediately. Blind man, healed immediately. Deaf, healed immediately. These people got healed. These people got delivered immediately. So what makes you think that Jesus can't deliver you immediately? Jesus did wonderful works, healing people that are blind. Immediately he was able to see. Not after, like let's say for example, it wasn't like a you put a cast on after a couple of months or however long cast takes. I don't know how long cast takes. Like if you had a cast like you broke something. It's like it takes that to heal. You take off the cast, now you healed. Jesus healed these people immediately. Meaning you can get delivered immediately. You can overcome over trading in one day. It's not hard. You can overcome it in one day. But when you, I like to give you the actual word because it hits different when you see it in a book. It's one thing to hear from seer, but when you hear it from God, hey, you lock in. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. He saith, I will return into my house whence I came out. Check this out. Let me break this down for you. When the unclean spirit is going out of a man, meaning you've been delivered from whatever spirit, because remember, we don't deal with flesh and blood, we deal with spirits. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, you have the spirit. A spirit can leave a person, just like when the spirits, Jesus took those evil spirits out, he put them into the pig, into the swine. A spirit can leave a person. So understand that it's not you, it's the spirit that's in you. So remember that. He walketh through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. So as he's finding that like fulfillment, instead of going to God for that fulfillment of that void that was taken away, he's seeking, like he's looking to find some type of a worldly replacement to it. And finding none, he saith, I will return unto my house whence I came out. Meaning, I can't find that same dopamine hit that I used to get from, let's say, getting drunk. I can't find that same dopamine hit that I used to get from let's say gossiping. I can't find that same dopamine hit that I used to get from that greed and all that X, Y, and Z. You can't find something to replace that. So I will return into my own house once I came out, meaning you go back into that sin that you delivered was delivered from. And this is where it says, and when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh to him seven other spirits more wicked than himself. Let's go back for a second. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. You know what that means? You guys know what garnished means? Let's look it up. This is what it means. Listen, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Let's dig deep. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished, meaning the enemy made that sin when that you come back to look so beautifully because the enemy he wants you to come back. So when you deliver from a sin, he gonna make sure when you come back, he gonna make it look more appealing than it did when you left. Then goeth he's like, oh man, this is beautiful. Man, it looking good in here. You know how, let's say for example, check this out. Put this into literal perspective. Like obviously we know this is the sin part, but to put this into the literal perspective. Let's say your house was junky, right? And you went out and you was thinking about cleaning it up, but it's like, yo, man, I ain't really feeling like it, man. You went out, scratching everything. I gotta come back and clean out. I ain't really trying to feel like it. And you come back to your house, and your house is so beautifully swept. It looks better than when you bought the house. You would absolutely love that. You would be so excited, so happy. Can't wait to just lay down. I just can't wait to go lay down on the couch. The house is clean. I can just go lay down on the couch. Same exact thing right here. Then he goeth he and taketh to him seven other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first.